Hey everybody, so for today's Men-O craft, I'm going to show you a few different ways to do tie-dye patterns. So for the first pattern, I'm going to show you the basic swirl. So what you're going to do is you're going to pinch the middle, or wherever you want your swirl to be. It could be down here, up here, wherever you want, but I'm going to do it in the middle. You pinch, and then you just start twisting. I have to reset, I pick it up, move it, and reset and twist. And keep twisting, and I keep twisting until it starts to do that thing where the whole shirt moves, and then I use my other hand to kind of like guide the rest of it around to like help it into a swirl position. And then when it's about here, that's when I grab the rubber bands. I usually do about 3 to 4 rubber bands, depends on how many sections you want your swirl pattern to have. And you pull it across. It's not always going to look perfect. You see, not that perfect. I just kind of put it back into place. And then with tails like this that didn't make it in, I kind of bring it around. And if it would have gone under that rubber band, I tuck it in then. So that way it's all in. And then I go from the other side. So I'm going to put it there and bring it on to the other side of the swirl. Now, depending on how loose your rubber bands are, you can, if you have to double up, like twist and like double up, you can do that. I do that when I'm doing different patterns, but usually for the swirl pattern, I leave it just at 1. And then I'll add 2 more rubber bands. So I have 8 sections in total. I start there in between the 2 sections and bring it across, and like that. I try to make sure that all of the rubber bands meet at the one point in the middle. And then last one. And there. Then you have 8 sections for the swirl pattern. Now when I do my swirl patterns, I like to do a different color for each one, or choose 4 colors and alternate them. So if I did like red, green, blue, and yellow, it would be like red, green, blue, yellow, red, green, blue, yellow. You know what I mean? And this is also for your preference, but I like mine to be very colored and dark. So when I color it, I get all in the crevices in between the shirt. If you want it to be lighter and have just a more minimal design, then you can just focus more on top. Make sure you get both sides, but I like to get all in between. All right, let's do the next one. Okay, so for this one, we're going to make a V pattern. So what we're gonna do is fold the shirt in half. Just match up the sleeves, match up the bottom, make sure the top's all good. And then you can actually draw a line, but I can just usually envision it. So in my mind, I kind of draw a line from the top of where the shoulder goes to the opposite corner. So it makes a diagonal line. And then the sleeves I just include later. Or if you so want, you can fold them in. So maybe I'll fold them in this time, so that way it turns out. All right, so then on that diagonal line, you wanna accordion fold the shirt. So you can make these as big or as small as you want, but I'm gonna kind of just scrunch, and they don't always have to be exact. I sometimes just kind of go scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. That's up to you again. So accordion fold, so over, and then all of it under, over, under, and just continue that till you reach the shoulder point. Okay, so now it's probably gonna be pretty wide in the middle and then smaller on the ends, because that's where the most shirt is, in the middle. And then from this position, I just tie it off in different sections. So rubber band, rubber band, rubber band. I usually start in the middle so that way I get a good grip on it. And this is one that I double up. And then when I grab the other ones, I'll just choose how big I want my sections to be. So if you want them smaller, you add more rubber bands closer together. I like mine a little bit wider, so I'll take like 2 to 3 inches, and then I'll do another rubber band. and then again for the last one. This one I'll do 3 times since it's thinner, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. So that's what it'll look like when you're all done. And just like the same thing with the swirl, you're just going to color each one a different section, or since there's 6 sections, you could choose 3 different colors and just alternate, or 2 different colors and alternate. It's really up to you, whatever you want to do. And then so when you unfold it, the pattern is going to be like a V or a triangle, depending on the way you fold it. Okay, so then for the next pattern, we're gonna do the bullseye. So for the bullseye, this one's pretty simple. It's just a lot of grabbing and then rubber banding it together. So I'm gonna start in the middle again. Again, you can start wherever you want, and you can have even multiple bullseyes if you choose. For this one, I'm just gonna do one big bullseye. I'm gonna grab in the middle and just pick it up. And then I'm gonna choose how big I want my sections to be. So again, I'm just gonna choose a couple inches like there and rubber band it off. And then I'm just gonna keep going down. I'm gonna keep going down, so then a few more inches down, I rubber band it off. And then just continue that all the way down. And that's all it is for tying. And then again, you're gonna do each section a different color, get in between all the cracks, so it's nice and colored. And then when you finish it, it's gonna have like a big circle in the middle and just have bigger rings going out from the center. Okay, so for the next couple patterns, they're gonna be very similar, just depends on the direction you do it. And that's just gonna be stripes. Okay, so if you were gonna go for horizontal stripes, you're actually gonna wanna turn the shirt this way to fold. And you're gonna do the accordion fold again, going that way. So I'm gonna fold in, and then I'm gonna fold it all back, over, under, over, and then the sleeve under. And then from here, you're going to rubber band each section, and it's just going to do like a rubber band there, 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 and there. And then color each section, and then when you're done, each section going across is going to be a different color. So that's gonna be horizontal stripes going up the shirt. Now, if you wanna do vertical stripes, put the shirt back like we had it before, and you're gonna work your way up. So then starting from the bottom, fold over and under, and just do that all the way up. Include the sleeves. And under one more time. There you go. And then you rubber band it off like we did before, just going across, a few inches apart from each other. And then when you dye them and take off the rubber bands, the lines are gonna be going up and down on the shirt. Okay, so we have 2 more patterns to go through, and this one is really easy and I think a lot of fun. All you're gonna do is crumple the shirt into a big ball. So just hand crumple, crumple, crumple until it feels right. And then you're gonna take the rubber bands and rubber band it off in whatever way you want. There's no rhyme or reason to this one. I'm not gonna double up on the rubber bands. I'm just gonna do it once across. And you can rubber band this one as many times as you like, as little as you like, whatever you're feeling. So then this pattern, what you do then is just go crazy. Just squirt the dye all over, get in between as much as you want. If you're doing dip dyes, you could have the bucket of the dye and just dunk that in and pull it out, and it will come out really cool. And then when you pull it out, it's just gonna have this cool crumple design all over the t-shirt. So that one's pretty easy. Okay, so for this last pattern, we're going to be making a star flower, is what I've seen it called as. And it's a little bit more complicated, so we'll go through it slowly. So for this one, we can't start out with our shirt looking like normal, like we have before. We have to make sure that there is a fold going from the top of the center to the bottom of the center, right down the middle. So I'm gonna pick up the top part right in the middle, and the middle of the collar, just the top part, and pick it up and kind of shake it out so that way it hopefully lays flat like that. It's gonna be kind of wide with the back going out. And the sleeves get a little bunchy during this one, so you wanna try and make sure that they lay as flat as possible. So I'm gonna go in and do that. If it's not perfectly flat, that is totally okay. We'll just work around it. And then from here, I'm gonna take the bottom, both sides, and I'm gonna bring it all the way up to the top, specifically matching up the front corner to the top of the collar. And then from here, what we're gonna do is kind of fold it like a paper airplane. I'm going to pinch the front of the shirt at the bottom corner and take the top layer, the fold we just brought up, and bring it down like that on the line. So it's like a triangle then. And then we're gonna fold this part underneath the same way that we did this on top. So I'm just kind of gonna lift it and put it under. So then it's like that. And so this part's gonna be a little thick right now, but again, just try to have it lay as flat as possible. And then we're gonna do that again. I'm going to take the top part and I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom. So it's like that. And then we're gonna take this part and put it underneath. This part's a little tricky, so it might take me a second. All right, so there we go. And so then we have this triangle. So this part is gonna be the star part of it. And from here, we're gonna roll it up, kind of like the swirl, kind of how I draw snails, you know, like a big swirl. So I'm gonna start at the point and just kind of bring it in and swirl it up. Just keep swirling. Kind of came undone there. I'm just gonna redo it. Just kind of swirl it up. Like that. And then just like the swirl, I'm going to take the rubber band and I'm going to hold it there and bring it underneath all of it to hold it together. And then so it doesn't fall apart, I'm going to take one right away, put it on this side, bring it underneath and attach it there. And then like the swirl, I'm going to have 8 sections, so 4 rubber bands. So now when you have it, it kind of looks similar to the swirl that we had. And again, you're just going to fill up each section as much as you can, getting in all between the folds and filling it up and making sure you do both sides. The underside doesn't look as pretty as the top, but we'll ignore that part.